Hi, everybody. Welcome into today's show here on JTV. It is Monday, already halfway through September. I'm David Rice. That's Adam. Thank you to the Insurance Circle Agency. Quite a few, maybe not close games, but the results were certainly interesting from Friday's football games.
I should have picked Columbia Central. I'm just going to say it right now.
I know. Get it out of the way.
Sorry, guys. I should have picked Columbia Central.
It was at this moment.
It was at this moment I knew that I messed up.
Yeah. Let's get right into it. High school football week 3 last Friday, starting in the Cascades, an East-West matchup. Leslie blanked Homer 42-0. Backup quarterback for Leslie, Joel Cranmore, got hurt early in the game. So Jackson Fawcett, who, by the way, is committed to play baseball for Kentucky, but he plays tight end for Leslie.
Yeah. Let's go.
Really good baseball pitcher. He stepped in and played quarterback for the Blackhawks on Friday. He threw for 3 touchdowns, 109 yards, so he came in like nothing happened.
So did Cranmore get hurt in the game, or was that before the game?
I believe in the game,
early.
Okay.
Do we know any update on if he's going to be good or?
According from what I've been told, we'll keep the source private.
Of course.
He will not play this Friday against Grass Lake, but it's not a major injury where he'll be out for a while.
And they we've talked about they have depth. I mean, Fawcett was great. So I mean, hey, they might be able to do it, but that's not easy to recover from a player of that caliber.
Fawcett still threw for 109 and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, come on now, like that's still great.
Yeah, Braden Johnson also had a receiving touchdown. He caught 2 interceptions to lead the Leslie defense. Leslie 3-0 to begin the year. The game we had live on JTV Friday, Grand Rapids Catholic Central, a semifinalist in Division 5 last year, came to Jackson to beat Lumen Christi 28-14. Grand Rapids quarterback Odin Spencer, just a sophomore by the way, scored 2 rushing touchdowns and threw for 1 to lead the road win over the Titans. West Learn's Sean Relicki scored the 2 touchdowns for the Titans. Lumen now 1-2, and they host U of D Jesuit next week to begin Catholic League conference play. Any takeaways from you from the game?
Any nuggets?
Any nuggets?
Yeah, it stinks because I think barring those, I'm the one that typically edits the highlights, and so right when the game's over, I go back and
highlights
watch it.
on our website.
That's right.
Adam put a lot of work into it.
Yeah, you're watching the B-roll. So I think that if Lumen wouldn't have had those 2 picks that they had, either 2 or 3, I can't remember, but if they wouldn't have had those picks.
I think 3 total.
Yeah, because there was that one bobble that was a great play. If that wouldn't have happened, I think they could have either won or at least had it tied at the very end, and we could have potentially seen some overtime. I think they had a really good shot. Other than that, they had a pretty good performance, especially against the quarterback who just dominated. What was his name?
Odin Spencer.
He dominated, and you could just tell like how strong he was and how strong that line was and the whole team was.
And he started last year, too, as a freshman for Grand Rapids.
I mean, that just shows you he's extremely talented, and that's the reason. That and there was the guy on defense that had a couple interceptions, too. He was fantastic. So,
yeah. Another kid on their defense, too, is committed to Purdue.
That's right. I remember hearing that.
Number 6.
Yeah. So, I think it's a learning experience for Lumen. I think that they can go through and win a lot more games towards the end of the year. They got through this hard stretch.
These 3 conference games, these next 3 for the Catholic League, they should win those 3 and then be 4-2 after that.
Exactly. So I think right now we're looking at 1-2 being like, that's not great, but it's like they're still one of the favorites for Ford Field, I think, going down to it, at least getting to the semis and stuff. So I think they still have a really good shot. It was upsetting to see that just those mistakes is what probably cost them the win. And they had a couple great trick plays too. That one touchdown that you've seen here is just crazy cool. I thought it was a good game though. I know it kind of
the Statue of Liberty rollout draw play.
Yeah, I know that like at times it seemed a little slow that game, but that's what happens when you have 2 powerhouses that can run the ball extremely well. Like they're just going to be fighting for first down. But yeah, it was just the mistakes that I think cost them. What's your takeaway from this?
Well, it doesn't diminish anything as far as points or the playoffs go for Lumen, Grand Rapids is Division 5.
Exactly. Quality of opponent.
They're not going to see them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Grand Rapids ran the same play almost every single time.
They did.
And not taking away from what Grand Rapids still was able to do, running the same play almost every time. Give credit to their O-line for being able to block that good, protect him like that the whole game. But, you get to a certain part of the game, and if you're Lumen, it's like, you know what they're doing. You know the quarterback's going to keep it.
Even lining up in shotgun.
Yeah, even in shotgun. But that's what they do. Shotgun formation, most of the time empty set.
Yep.
It's either going to be a quick screen or throw, or a quarterback keeper, which they ran the keeper 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
And you know what they're going to do.
Just
You know what's
can't stop
coming.
it.
And I'm not taking, again, anything away from Catholic Central, but, it's still shout out to their O-line, though, for the same play that they're running almost the whole game to still be able to block that well. Scary injury for one of the Titans receivers.
Yeah, that was a shame.
Hope he's okay.
Yeah, I hope so, too.
So we have photos online and a game recap article as well, JTV.tv. Shout out to our writer, Trey, for being there.
For sure.
As well. So photos and highlights on our website. So Lumen, I'm not worried.
No. I
wouldn't say right now they're the number 1 team in Division 6. I know that's kind of a hot take.
Mm-hmm.
But they're still top 3 to 5 in Division 6. That's still a team that they're still good enough to make at least a regional or a semi. Right now, if I had to say yes or no right now, would they make a state final? I would say no.
And I'm in the
But
camp,
I'm not taking anything away from them.
Yeah,
though.
I'm in the camp where I say yes. I still think that their floor, in my eyes, would be semifinals.
And I'm
we'll
going to regret
happens.
saying that. We're going to come back after Thanksgiving and come back and look at that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. But yeah, I think their floor might be the semis, but I think they have a really good shot. And like I said before, you just got to get to Ford Field. Anything can happen in Ford Field, especially a team that I know that maybe the players don't have the experience as much.
And Lumen ran the ball okay, too.
They did.
Against
They still
Grand
played.
Rapids.
They
couldn't pass
well,
but they ran the ball okay.
And that's the thing. They still played well. It was just those couple mistakes because one of those interceptions, both of those interceptions, they were in the red zone. I think one of them was at the goal line that the pick happened. So it's like those would have been touchdowns. The whole game would have been different.
Yep. 8-man action, Mendon over Concord, big 56-26. Was close at halftime. The Hornets, big second half for Mendon. Quarterback Gavin Risky, 242 and 3 touchdowns for Concord. They're still 2-1, but they have another tough game this Friday with Britain Deerfield. So Concord still 2-1.
That is a tough game. Yeah, I mean, I still think Concord at least was in it at half. When I heard some of the scores, it was just like, okay, they're hanging with them, but Mendon kind of just took over there.
Vandercook Lake got their second win on the year. They're 2-1, 42-0 win on their homecoming over East Jackson. Shout out to Coach Medina and the Jayhawks. Leland Barton ran for over 150 and scored 3 touchdowns for Vandercook. They travel to Addison next Friday. Photos from that game online at jtv.tv. Big Division 8 battle, Springport 14, Decatur 0. What a gritty win for Springport.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a potential playoff preview. They're both D8, and based on location and geography, those two teams will play at some point in the playoffs.
And I think I remember us kind of going back and forth with who we were going to maybe pick in that game. But yeah, that's a close game, and I'm glad that they were able to get the win there. The Port.
Yeah, they defeated a D8 playoff contender at their place, so good win for them. Springport 3-0. Tucker Wingington and Easton Merrill scored the 2 touchdowns for the Spartans. Another big game, Cascades East-West battle. Napoleon 22, Jonesville 6. Big win for Napoleon.
I was very happy to see Napoleon pick up the win there because that's not a tough opponent, or I mean that is a tough opponent rather. And so I was very happy to see them pick up the win and kind of recover from their loss. I think it was last week.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
To Hanover.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
The first play I put in the, I wanted to show in the highlights here, it's a Jonesville punt, but a lineman who's blocking for Jonesville's not paying attention, and the punter was too close to the lineman when he dropped it. The ball dropped to kick it, and it hit the back of the lineman, went up and went the opposite way.
Can't feel too bad because that happens. I've seen that in the pros before.
Yeah.
But I know we're going back to a game, but real quick, did you see that punt? I know you were there, obviously, but did you see that punt that Grand Rapids did in our game that maybe went 3 yards?
I don't even think I got any.
I don't know if it got any, but it was
yards, yeah.
It was something. It was something.
So the Pirates bounced back from the home loss last week. Jonesville now with their first loss of the year. Brent Noah and Jaden Service each rushed for over 60 yards to lead the Pirates ground game. Napoleon now 2-1, and they travel to Division III Fruitport this Friday.
Wow.
If you have never heard of Fruitport before, that's okay. They're
thought you made that up.
They're kind of northwest-ish Grand Rapids. They're in between Grand Rapids and Grand Haven.
No, so that's a little ways away.
So
yeah.
It reminds me kind of like Ithaca, though. They're fielding the schools right off the highway. You can see it driving by. So it's right off 96.
Oh, okay.
In the fields right there. But Fruitport's Division 3.
Wow.
And Napoleon's 6.
Yeah.
Barely 6.
How did that
7.
happen on the schedule?
Well, because East Jackson.
Oh,
so they had
that's
to fill
why.
the games.
Yep. Okay.
So, and unless if I'm wrong, somebody can message us and tell us if I'm wrong.
At least that
but I don't
makes
think
sense.
Grass Lake has a replacement yet.
Oh,
and that's like 2 or 3 weeks away.
They got to find somebody short notice.
Because I don't think they can play just 8 games. I think they have to play 9.
Well, hopefully they can find somebody. It's going to be tough.
Yeah. So shout out to Napoleon. Big win for them.
Yeah.
Over Jonesville. A score I did not expect to be a blowout.
Yeah.
Michigan Center 53, Hanover 14. We'll get to it in a second. We have some post-game sound here from Hayden Hinkle and the head coach Troy Allen. Big second half for them. It was tight at halftime. Only, I believe, a 1-score game, and then Michigan Center really ran away with it the second half. Quarterback Hayden Hinkle, 15 of 22, 239, 2 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns. Get this. So the first 3 games, Center's now scored 144 points.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah,
42 the first week.
They're killing it.
49 against Columbia, 53 against Hanover. The Cardinals 3-0 and travel to Manchester to take on the Dutch.
And I gotta say real quick before we get into the video clips is just that Hanover needs to realize that Michigan Center is a very, very, very good team.
That's what the quarterback said in the interview. He said, a lot of people coming in to this year said we weren't going to be us because of the injuries and we couldn't finish the close games. And he said, we're the real deal.
Yeah.
And they are.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. So that's why I think Hanover needs to...
It's going to be them and Leslie for the East.
And I want to watch that game. That sounds awesome. But, yeah, I think Hanover needs to... They can recover from this. I wouldn't say this is the end of the world for them. I still think they have a pretty decent team there. But, again, I continue to pick Michigan Center just because it's I believe that they're really great.
Well, they keep scoring 40, 50 points a game.
They keep doing that. It's going to be hard to beat them if they keep doing that. And they got a lot of trick plays and a lot of different things that we've seen. So, yeah, really like the Cardinals this year.
Had a chance to talk to the head coach, Troy Allen, and the quarterback, Hayden Hinkle, who scored 5 touchdowns for the Cardinals. Post-game interview here. Take a look.
It felt good as a team, to get a win, to show off who we are. We've been doubted all season, I feel like, coming in. I feel like everyone thought we weren't going to be who we are, but I feel like tonight we proved to everybody that we're going to be the real deal this year. We got good intensity over there. I didn't feel like, we went into half flat, we gave up a touchdown, but I feel like we really locked in during halftime when we came out and, we did our job and we were just hyped, I got a big head, I won't lie, but they did good. They're a good team, but I feel like we just outplayed them tonight.
Just super pumped with the second half. We talked to the kids at halftime and, kind of went in a little flat at halftime, and you're just curious how the kids are going to respond. And I saw something I'm encouraged about for the moving forward. We were flat, but yet I think we needed the kids to remember that they were up. and we come out and play a good second half. I think we were showing in the first half that we were probably a little more dominant of a team. So it was just coming out and finishing and not feeling sorry for ourselves. I think as long as we could take care of things, we kind of control our destiny, and it was on them, and they did exactly that. We're excited. It's a good win. We're 3-0, but now it's on to the next one. We still haven't played a complete game, which is a little scary, but just excited to see where we can go from here.
So photos from that game online at JTV.tv. The Cardinals 3-0. The Jackson High Vikings also earned their first win of the 2025 season, outlasting the Pirates on their home field 37-34. Not only getting their first win, but earning an SEC conference victory.
Let's go. That's
as
awesome.
Well. Number 7, the quarterback, Jaden Ramirez, had a day.
I said that he might go off, and there you go. That's a big day for him.
That made up for your Columbia take.
It did. It at least got me closer to you in the standings, so I'll take it.
Ramirez scored 6 touchdowns and ran for 284 yards.
Oh, man.
Jackson is back at home this week and hosts Ypsilanti Community for the annual Pink Viking game.
That's one of the best. That's one of the best games to watch. I think those jerseys are so sick.
Absolutely, and a great ceremony and honoring.
For sure. And we've gotten to cover that live a few times. It's definitely a moving ceremony for sure.
Absolutely. So shout out to Coach Parker and the Vikings. For getting their first win. Columbia Central 48. Grass Lake.
You wanted to get to this one.
Nothing. Well, that was next.
You wanted to do it first, I bet.
Columbia earned win number 1 on the season, shutting out a Grass Lake team that scored 34 points the week before.
Yeah.
Boston Pilazinski ran for 2 touchdowns for Columbia. Connor Renfro, the quarterback, threw for 154 and a touchdown. And the Golden Eagles, big Cascades West game for them this Friday, hosting Hanover Horton.
Yeah.
Photos online from that game at JTV.tv.
That's another game next week I'd love to watch. That's going to be a great battle. And shout out to my boys at Columbia Central. Just killing it out there, man.
It was at this moment.
It was at, like I said.
I can't say what
I messed up. I messed up by picking against them. But I
said Columbia, too, and I said they were going to win big.
Yeah, all I can hope for is that they watched that before the game, got fired up, and went to prove me wrong. That's
like
all
somebody
I could
else
ask
does.
For. Yeah, that's all I could ask for. So if that happened, I love it. And hopefully, if I pick against you guys in the future, you ball out against
a screenshot of the show, like on a wall, on the whiteboard in the locker room.
Use it as if you guys keep winning, use it as fodder. I'm okay with that.
We'll take the extra viewership. That's how I keep my job.
Well, especially if they're able to string some wins together. Heck yeah.
Yeah. So photos from Columbia Grass Lake. Bart had some great photos there.
Yeah.
So those photos are on our website. Couple other scores. Did not expect this. Quincy 40-29 over Stockbridge. The Battle of Full House T football. Manchester 12. Addison 6. They only scored that many points because the game went by so quick because they run the ball.
Was that like a 40-minute game or something like that? 30 minutes? It must have been a quick one.
I said before the game, you're going to get home at 8 o'clock.
Yep. Like I said, leave the buses running because you might as well.
Yep. Coach Josh Lindeman going back to Addison, coaching the Dutch and getting a win on Addison's field, 12-6. Hastings put up 58 on Northwest. Northwest still scored 34.
That's what I was going to say. They still scored really well, and that you love to see that out of the Mounties, that they can just score, that they have a good offense. So I picked them. That was, in my eyes, that is a close game. You still scored 34. Sure, you gave up 58, but you still scored 34. It's a pretty close game, in my eyes at least. So I'm glad that they're still playing well, even though they didn't get the win. Can't give up 58 points, but still played very well. So I can't complain.
If that's any sign for what we're going to see on Friday, we'll talk about that at the end of the show.
Yeah.
We'll see that.
Yeah, for sure.
One more score, another score I didn't expect, because we had the Marshall Western game live on JTV last year.
Yeah.
Running back Aiken Olapide had a huge game for Marshall, and they dominated Western 41-6.
Yeah.
Western hosts Hastings this week.
And where can people watch that?
JTV.tv.
That's right.
More on that at the end of the show. So for all the scores and photo galleries and video highlights and everything you ever could have wanted from Week 3 of high school football, JTV.tv. Coming up on the show after the break, we've got a lot of college football games to recap. A&M going to South Bend and beating Notre Dame. I stayed up to watch that game. Michigan handled Central. That was a brutal wake-up call for me after a late-night Friday.
I bet it was.
DJ Lagway sucks. I can't actually say on here how I felt, but he does suck. He threw 5 picks, and they lost to LSU. Georgia went to Rocky Top and beat the Volunteers.
I wanted that win so bad.
And Clemson lost to Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
So they're 1-2. Also, high school sports updates. We'll share the players playing in the Ryder Cup coming up in a few weeks.
Nice.
I'll be going to New York City for the Ryder Cup.
That's why you brought it up.
Next week.
Nice.
So we've got a lot to get to. So we'll get started on that when we come back. Welcome back here on JTV. Had a wild Saturday of college football games. Right after I got back home from Ann Arbor, I turned on Georgia, Tennessee. Tennessee at the end missed a field goal. And Georgia ended up surviving in overtime in Rocky Top land.
Good for Georgia, but I wanted Tennessee to win that game.
Yeah. Let's start with South Bend. Texas A&M, number 16 at the time, went to South Bend, knocked off the Irish late, 47-2. Well, that was Georgia's score, but it was almost the same score for A&M and Notre Dame. What a game that was. I watched pretty much all of that right after Georgia was done because the Florida LSU game was just awful.
Yeah, you didn't want to watch that.
No. Because Florida and their quarterback, as I put my message on there, sucks. I'll just say that.
Just leave it there.
I put on there. Michigan handled Central. I expected them to win, obviously. They came in. The spread was minus 28.5, but they won by 60.
Did you guys leave early, or did you guys stay for the entire whooping?
So we didn't use all of them, but we normally have 4 season tickets. We ended up having extras, so we had 7 tickets. So part of our group left at halftime that sat in their own seats. Because they parked way back at the golf course, so it took a long time to walk anyways, and then get out, because there's only one exit.
Right, yeah, it takes a bit. But, that was...
And then
that was
who I was sitting with, we left about midway through the third quarter, went back to our tailgating spot for a little bit after that.
Might as well, because once
Good food there.
Yeah. Well, I thought Underwood got intercepted on that first drive originally, and then I'm pretty sure it got called back. But when that happened, I was like, oh, no, don't start this.
No.
I knew it was against Central, but I'm like, don't start like this. And then it got called back, and it was like, okay, we're good. And then just easily touchdown.
It may not have sounded or looked like it on TV, but it was not clear majority Michigan fans there.
We had some Chippewas there?
Quite a few chips there. A lot of chanting.
Fire up chips? A lot of fire up chips. A lot
of fire up chips chants.
Man.
Florida, their quarterback DJ Ladway is awful.
Yeah.
He threw 5 interceptions and they lost badly to LSU. LSU didn't look spectacular either.
I wonder
until the second half.
I wonder if the Colts would just give Anthony Richardson back to Florida, let him keep playing it.
If he still has a year of eligibility left.
Yeah, I mean, that might work.
Cam Newton still has a year of eligibility left.
There you go. Bring him back to Auburn.
Yep. Georgia went to Tennessee, 47-44 in overtime. Tennessee missed the field goal, went to overtime, made a field goal to make it 44-41, and then Georgia went down there in 3 plays and scored a touchdown to win, 47-44. Clemson fell to 1-2. They won't be ranked 12th anymore. They lost on a game-winning field goal to Georgia Tech. Quite a few upsets.
Yeah.
Michigan State, as expected, they took care of business. Tigers.
Can I get in my soapbox? Well, say what you want to say, but I'm gonna go.
No.
For a
Go ahead.
second. Okay,
go ahead.
So All right.
This can't be good.
I think no, it's fine. I hate most
The Tigers?
when no, definitely not. I hate when people overreact about little stretches in baseball.
Yes.
And
yes. Thank
it's
you.
so
Sorry, go ahead.
so annoying because it's just like when it comes to football, I get it. Football, you have no room for error, right? You have three bad games in a row, and there almost goes your season. And I get that. But with baseball, it just bugs me because it's like, have you looked at the standings? Do you see how many wins we have? Like, we're fine. We are fine. Like, it bugs me when we have a little bit of a losing streak and people are just like, Tigers are just not
There's
good.
162 games in the season.
Exactly.
162.
Exactly. So it bugs me when it's just like, all right,
People get so riled up
Yeah.
and frustrated. Like, the Tigers could lose 5 of their last 6 games and lose back-to-back series. So what? They play
Yeah.
162 games, and there's still 85 and 65.
it's crazy. We're the second best team in the American League, and people are still freaking out. And regular season doesn't mean anything when you get to the postseason.
no,
We're
not at all.
still looking good. As long as we figure out this injury stuff that's going on right now, like we're still fine. I'm not worried at all. If this was football or a different sport that has less games, yeah, you might be worried, but I just feel like sometimes our attention span is just not good, and baseball rewards a good attention span. And I feel like people are just so quick to jump to conclusions, being like, well, there goes the Tiger season. Like, they're not going to be able to do it. It's like, dude, we get red hot in October. You are not going to stop us with some of these guys that we have on our team. So I'm not worried about this. It's crazy to me.
They've lost 3 of their last 4, including 2 of 3 in Miami against the Marlins over the weekend. Tarek Skubal was pulled from the game on Friday and suffered an injury as well as Javi Baez. Skubal's injury has been reported as just side and back tightness. He is expected to return for his next scheduled start later this week, I believe Tuesday or Wednesday. Tigers are now 85 and 65. And this is where it gets me. The people that are pissed. They're still up 6.5 games in the AL Central.
Yeah. We're like, what, 2
And if they
weeks
win,
left?
and if they win 2 out of 3 this week against Cleveland,
Yeah.
the division's
That's
over.
it. Yeah,
That's
exactly. Exactly. So
they've already, as long as they take care of business on one of the, 1 or 2 games out of the 3, they've still pretty much won the Central.
Yeah.
They only trail the Blue Jays by 2.5 games for the best record in the American League. And people are frustrated.
I know. It's
Just
just
people need to
confusing
quit.
me. Yeah. That's why it's like when
don't watch then if you're that upset.
Well, it's like when it comes to baseball, I guess I'm more of an optimist in that thing.
Well,
where it's
as
just
you
kinda
should
like,
be. They play so many games.
I know. It's like I look at them over the course of a season, not necessarily over the course of like a series. It's like anybody can lose to a bad team at any point in the year. Like I remember a few years ago when we were pretty darn bad, we were going up against the Astros and we were the biggest underdogs, like recorded underdogs. It was like plus 400 or something like that. And we beat them. It can happen on any game. So the fact that we lost to the Marlins, not a big deal. We'll just keep going forward. If we didn't have a good coach, if we didn't have some of these really good players, it'd be different. But we have arguably the best coach in baseball on our side. So I think we'll be fine.
Like, let's say the Tigers finish 92 and 70. People are going to be upset at the fact that the Tigers lost 70 games.
Well, yeah, some of the best
Well,
teams
yeah,
in
because
baseball
they play
have lost 70
160.
games.
They
Yeah.
still won 92
Right.
games. Stop.
But that's a thing with, like I said, it's just modern takes on things. Everybody has to have a take on different things. It just bugs me when it comes to baseball.
Not
It's just
everybody
like,
needs
you
to
don't
have an
know.
opinion on everything.
Yeah, it's just you don't know. Some of the best teams have not every team's getting 100 wins every year, and I don't know the last time, maybe the Dodgers last year, but before that, it's not super common that a team with 100 wins ends up going all the way and winning it. I mean, team with the most wins ever was Seattle Mariners. They had 116 wins, and they lost in the ALCS to the Yankees.
Such
so
a
it's
good
just,
team.
oh yeah, I mean they were loaded. But so it's just like, as long as we recover from this, continue to play well, do what got us to the dance. Now all of these guys have postseason experience going into this year's postseason. We know what it's like to be there. I like our chances. That's all I'll say.
Just under 2 weeks until the regular season's over. Sunday, the 28th.
In my eyes, best time of the year. I love being able to have football
Getting
and
into the
postseason
prime
baseball.
football schedule.
I mean, this is the best time to watch sports. I will have tough time getting up in the morning after watching football all those days and watching postseason baseball across the board. It's going to be fun.
Man, especially with those 10 o'clock Monday night football games.
I know. Hopefully we get through most of those. But
Well, I hope it was better than the Sunday night game we had yesterday.
ooh, that was bad.
Which I
That
ain't
game
put any
sucked.
NFL on our rundown.
Oh, yeah,
here,
that's right.
So I apologize.
Yeah,
but
no big
really
deal.
quick, Green Bay
Yeah, the
2-0.
Thursday game. Yeah, dude.
beating up on Detroit,
didn't have
handling
to-
Washington.
You didn't have to bring that up again. That was last week.
And we're going to be 3-0 because we play the Browns on Sunday.
Yeah, Browns are bad. So I agree
I'd
with
say
you.
so.
Yeah.
We had a lot of high-scoring games too on
What was,
Sunday. Lions.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what was the highest scoring game of the weekend?
Lions scored 52.
Woo!
I
think silencing a lot of people about that maybe our offense isn't as good as it used to be. I know it was against the Bears. I know, but to beat Ben Johnson in his return and just run that offense like he never left, it was a pleasure to see, I got to say.
How sad is it to watch how much of a collapse the New York Giants had at the end of that game against the Cowboys?
They had a shot
Are
to
you
beat
kidding?
them. That throw from Russ to Neighbors was unbelievable in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
But then that interception in
Yeah.
overtime was
Yep.
awful.
Yeah, that whole game was crazy. I probably lost.
64-yard kick by Brandon
Dude,
Aubrey.
I probably lost in fantasy because of Aubrey because he scored
with a lot of room.
Dude,
too.
he scored 20 points. That's like Saquon Barkley scored 17. He scored more points than Barkley this week. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I didn't do so hot on some of my fantasy teams.
Yeah.
In our JTV league,
I lost to Josh.
I'll just say I struggled.
You struggled?
Yeah, there's the score.
Yeah,
that was
I'm just
bad.
going to say it out loud. It was like 133 to 70 something. Not good.
Well, I had Joe Burrow, and he got hurt.
And some of that did it to you for sure.
I had Saquon. He didn't do anything.
Yeah.
88 yards and a touchdown.
He still had, like 17 points or something like that?
Yeah, Devon Achane was my big
went
player.
Crazy, dude.
Now, I had a lot more than 12 points from the Cardinals defense until Carolina came back at the end of the game, and that didn't help either. But I do have Mike Evans, Nico Collins, and Cameron Dicker
I didn't realize
Monday
you
night.
still had. Okay, I didn't realize you
still
still
have
had guys left.
three players left.
Then that's not as terrible.
But my opponent has Baker Mayfield.
Oof. Well, yeah, if he still has a quarterback. I'm trailing by 3 to Josh. He has Genty left. I have Hampton left. So if Hampton scores 3, which I don't see happening, but if he scores 3 more points than Genty, 3 or 4 points, then I win. But still got to score more points than Genty. It's probably not going to happen. So
In my other league that I'm in, with friends, I did pretty well there.
nice.
Kind of tight contest, but 134.2 to 118.
Hey,
I had Jaden Daniels, even though I was rooting against them, but he still got me 20 points.
yeah.
Achane I had in 2 leagues, so that helped
Yeah, that
me out
was
a lot.
nice for you.
Puka Nacua had a nice game for me, 28 points. And I had Matt Prater, 14 points from
Dude.
him.
What a pickup Matt Prater is, man. What a beast.
And then for some reason, I was an idiot, and I started Travis Hunter in my flex.
Oh, that didn't work out too well. I've one league, not to keep getting into fantasy, but I have one league where we start DBs, and we get start one DB a week. Yeah, that's one of our. Instead of a defense, we do one defensive back and then one like edge rusher. And
I didn't know you could do that.
yeah, I drafted Travis Hunter. And I can put him in DB. So even though he can play receiver, I still put him in DB. So it's just like, to me, any points I can get out of him, I'm happy with. Just because it's like, hey, there's some weeks where like the first week he did pretty well. So it's just like any of those weeks that I can just have free points out of that spot, it's great.
Absolutely. All right, when we come back, got a high school sports update. We'll talk Ryder Cup 2025. A really good U.S. team and a really good European team as well. So We will get to that when we come back on JTV. Welcome back here on JTV. I got a quick high school sports update. A couple of different sports here. First, some basketball news. In September,
I was going to say, I can't believe it.
Lumen Christi girls basketball star sophomore Kenna Hunt, another big Division I offer for her. Shout out to her. This one, Michigan State.
Wow, that's big.
Now over a dozen college basketball offers for her. Still 3 seasons of high school ball left
That's so crazy.
to play. So, shout out to her.
Congrats, yeah.
Volleyball Western in this week's Michigan High School Volleyball Coach Association rankings ranked just outside the top 10. Honorable mention for Division II. They were top 10 last week. Lost in a quad match to number 9 Tecumseh, but they're still just outside the top 10. Still having a really good year for Western. Hanover Horton, number 8 in Division III. They're having a nice year.
Yeah.
And Concord, the Yellow Jackets, number 6 in Division IV. And in college, Spring Arbor ranked number 23 this week. Boys soccer, men's soccer, as Spring Arbor men's still ranked number 11. The new rankings come out later this week. High school soccer, Columbia is still leading the Cascades, 9-3-1 overall, undefeated conference record, and Grass Lake right behind them at 9-4 overall. And Western still leads the I-8 conference, 6-1-5 overall. Women's soccer, Spring Arbor ranked number 12. Ryder Cup 2025 happening September 26th through 28th in New York on NBC USA and Peacock. Next week is the practice round. That's what I'll be going to.
Nice.
And that's still fun to go to. You see more of the guys and more of the players
That's cool.
all together
Yeah.
in the practice round. Obviously, because they're all practicing, versus if you go to the actual match, you're just following somebody or whatever.
Right.
So some really good teams. U.S. team. Captain Keegan Bradley, he did not pick himself, which is surprising because most of them do. Automatic qualifiers, so it's Scotty Scheffler, Xander Schauffele, J.J. Spawn, Russell Henley, Harris English, Bryson DeChambeau, and captain's picks, Justin Thomas, Morikawa, Ben Griffin, Cameron Young, Patrick Cantlay, and Sam Burns.
That's a team right there. Wow.
European team, Luke Donald, the captain, McIlroy, Robert McIntyre, Fleetwood, Justin Rose, Hodgegard, Tyrell Hatton, and as automatic qualifiers and captain's picks, Hovland, Shane Lowry, Matt Fitzpatrick, John Rahm, Sepp Straka, and Ludwig Aberg. So
Yeah, those are both. Who do you think is going to win? If you had to take your pick, which side wins?
well, these things are always interesting. These kinds of matches,
and they're tons of fun to watch.
Yeah, and you never know who's going to win, but on paper, I would say definitely the U.S. I mean, Scotty and DeChambeau
Yeah.
on the same team. I mean, DeChambeau is arguably the best live golfer, and Scotty's obviously number 1 in the world.
Yeah, I was going to say he's just the best golfer, period.
Yeah. But the Europeans have a really good team, too. Obviously, McIlroy. He's had a year. Fleetwood, who just won the BMW championship not that far back. And John Rahm, who was right underneath DeChambeau, as far as the live golfers in their rankings. So really excited to go to the Ryder Cup next week. So it's at the course is in Long Island, New York, right outside of New York City. We will be staying in the city, so I have not been to NYC in a long time, so I'm excited for it.
I was going to say, I just had to look up really quick what the odds are, and U.S. is just the slight favorite in this matchup. Not anything
you
crazy,
never know.
minus 150 to Europe being plus 163, so it is close, but yeah, I don't, It's not like I'm watching golf all the time. I do like watching it, but it's just like, yeah, I give the edge. Looking at the rosters, I do give the slight edge to the U.S. there.
For sure.
And I hope they win, obviously.
Right. So that's coming up September 26th through the 28th, NBC, USA, and Peacock.
You're going to have to take some pictures when you go out there.
I will.
Take some pictures. We'll share them on the show because that's pretty cool that you're going out there.
Now, when I went to Florida earlier this year, we've done a I was in Florida at least for the podcast, which was cool, and you were still back here.
Yeah, where'd you film that? Remember?
Shout out to the closet.
You were in the closet
in Florida.
That's so funny.
So we'll see where I end up at in New York.
Yeah, I like it. Just go to Times Square.
Just FaceTime you from Times Square, a bunch of audio in the background.
Yeah, we'll do it there.
This is
you'll
David
see.
Rice.
Yeah, you'll see all the mascots running around in the background. It'll be great.
People photobombing.
Yep, I like that.
When we come back, we've got some men's soccer highlights from Spring Arbor. We'll look ahead for a second to Hastings and Western coming up Friday. We'll be right back. Welcome back here on JTV. Thank you to the Insurance Circle Agency. We also have photos from this game online too at jtv.tv. Spring Arbor men's soccer still ranked number 11th, number 11 in the nation. New rankings out later this week. They took on U of M last week, U of M Dearborn, in Spring Arbor. Got some men's soccer highlights here from JTV Sports, thanks to our producer, production manager, whatever we call him, man of everything.
Yeah, that's right.
Noah Baker. Men's soccer highlights. Let's take a look. So you can catch other sports highlights and photos from that game online on JTV.tv. Before we go, we'll be live this Friday from Western, 6:45. I-8 battle. They play Hastings. Quick thoughts here. Hastings scored 58 on Northwest. Western, I didn't expect them to get stopped by Marshall, but they did. If I'm being honest with you, I'm not, from being a Jackson, area supporter, I'm not very optimistic about this result on Friday.
Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong.
I'm really hoping that Western can make it a game and at least play well, have a shot at winning. But, yeah, this is going to be a real tough game for them.
So looking forward to, but they always have a great crowd, good hospitality.
I love, like I said when we went there week one, it's one of my favorite places that we go. I love being able to do a game there, but yeah, I just hope that they can make it a game, and who knows, anything can happen.
Absolutely. So we will begin the College Chevrolet pregame show 6:45 on Friday. I think that's about it for us. Make sure you subscribe to JTV Sports. We are getting right into the thick of the conference schedules and everything for high school sports. So subscribe and check out all the photo galleries as well. That's Adam. I'm David. Thank you to the Insurance Circle Agency. Thank you to Prate's Place and everybody else. We will see you on Wednesday for our game picks.
Go Tigers. Bye-bye.